Hey, it's Kindle. Welcome to my room. I need to clean, and I also need to finish reading my audiobook. So that's what we're gonna do so far in this video. You're gonna come along with me as I clean. I have several goals. One, we're gonna take everything off of my computer desk because my PC died the other day. It's a 10-year-old custom built PC, so honestly it's a miracle it's lasted this long. But since I can't use anything on my desk, we're gonna take everything off and wipe it down. I have a bunch of boxes everywhere that I just need to get rid of because I'm very much a millennial who just keeps an empty box. I also have a bedside table that my friend gave me, and it has duct tape residue on it, so I've been meaning to scrub that off for forever. So that's what we're gonna do. Let's get started. Hello, I cleaned for probably about an hour. I got through, I think, a full other chapter of Reign of Empire. I still have like 4 hours left, and man, I remember why it's taking me this long to finish reading it, and it's because I think it's slowed down a lot. I'm on chapter like 46. I know I'm near the back half of the book, or the back third, but I feel like the action is kind of slowed down, and it's also kind of hard to stay interested because when it comes to these characters, you all know that they're gonna be fine because this is the first year of the Empire, and it's still like what, 10 years until the like resistance really gets going. So I do intend to finish it, but I was finding myself like kind of bored while listening. I think I'm really just gonna have to like force myself through. Or I also have it on an ebook, so I might try to finish it through my Kindle because that way I can read it faster. I don't know if this is a hot take, but I do listen to audiobooks on like normal speed. I just can't listen to books double speed. It's just not for me. I can't concentrate that way. Anyways, I'm going to clean some more. I'll get some more cleaning done, and if I end up listening to more Reign of Empire and have any thoughts, I will let you know. Hello, me again. I mentioned earlier that my PC is broken, which means I have like nothing to do right now. I thought I would go through my physical TBR. These are books that have been on my shelf, honestly, for quite a while that I just haven't got to. These were either Christmas gifts or birthday presents or books that I bought myself that I just haven't gotten around to that I really should read eventually, or donate if I don't plan on reading it. Okay, let's go. Hopefully my bookshelf will survive this because my books are kind of on here in a very interesting way. Okay, first I have Slewfoot by Brom. Just says by Brom. Yeah, so first I have Slewfoot by Brom. This is a like gothic horror that I actually got 61 pages in before I put it down. Basically I put it down because the women get treated like shit in this, and I just wasn't in the mood for that type of story. So I ended up putting it down, but I do want to pick it back up eventually because I mean that cover is gorgeous. I have A Pirate's Life for Tea by Rebecca Thorne. This is book 2 in the Tomes and Tea series. I actually bought this when I went to take to Mexico last year, and I ended up reading 40 pages and then just didn't have time for it and didn't end up picking it up since. I remember that I didn't like this as much as the first one so far, but I'll definitely need to pick it up. I'll definitely need to reread it to fully decide if I preferred the first one or not. Next I have Through the Woods by Emily Carroll, and I believe this is a graphic novel. Yeah, this is a horror graphic novel. Let me try to find something that's not horror-esque to show, but So full colorized pages, which is beautiful. I'm just saving this for Halloween, I'll be honest. So it's 5 mysterious, spine-tingling stories following journeys into and out of the eerie abyss. So this will be good to read during spooky season. Okay, I actually might read this one today or tomorrow. It's the Phantom of the Opera. This is one of my favorite musicals. It's the first musical that I ever knew or like got into. I remember I had the songs on my iPad. I had the music on my iPod stick, the like very first iPod shuffle. So I love the Phantom of the Opera, and I've never read the novelization. Excited to get into it. It's also not as long as I would expect, but I am planning on reading tomorrow, so I think I might get into this. Okay, next I have Treasury of Folklore, Stars and Skies, Sun Gods, Storm Witches, and Soaring Steeds by Willa Winsham. I think this is just a collection of myths and folk tales and traditions. I bought this at a bookstore in Waco, Texas, and I just thought it was so beautiful. I just love having this on my shelf. I have not read any of it yet, but I really should dive into it at some point. I love folk stories, I love fairy tales, and I love myths. So next I have Crying in H Mart by Michelle Zauner, and this is a memoir by the lead singer of Japanese Breakfast, a rock band. I have heard nothing but good things about this. Several of my friends have read it. I actually bought this for someone and they ended up already having a copy, so now it's mine and I will read it eventually. Next I have A Gamble at Sunset by Vanessa Riley. This is a period romance that I bought when I was really into Bridgerton, and I think I read a couple of pages. I can't remember, but then I just wasn't in the mood for like a period romance anymore. I do really enjoy the genre, so I know I will get to this eventually. I feel like every book I'm like, I'll get to it eventually. Next I have Clemestra by Constanza Casati, and this is a Greek retelling. I don't know much about it, but I have seen several book talkers review it and say good things about it. I love Greek retellings, so I really should get to this. I think I will really like it. Okay, next I have Girl, Woman, Other by Bernadine Evaristo, and I believe this is I don't know if it's a short story collection or if it's just a book about several different Black women, but I've seen this on so many people's like favorite books list, and I want to say I started it. Oh, I can't remember now, but like it was like the Booker Prize winner of 2019, so this has a lot of great reviews. It's just been on my shelf. I just really need to get around to it. Next I have The Woman Warrior by Maxine Hong Kingston. This is Memoirs of a Girlhood Among Ghosts. This is I think this is kind of this says it's a mix of autobiography and mythology, and it's about, I believe the author, it says as a girl she lived in two confounding worlds, California, where her parents immigrated, and the China of her mother's stories. So I believe it's like her mother's mythology mixed with her experience growing up in California. I've also seen really good reviews about this, and it's really short. I started reading this and I only got 9 pages in before I put it down, and I don't even remember reading that, so definitely keeping on my shelf. Okay, next I have Braiding Sweetgrass by Robin Wall Kimmerer. There's something in here. I have a receipt. Okay. Braiding Sweetgrass, Indigenous Wisdom, Scientific Knowledge, and the Teaching of Plants by Robin Wall Kimmerer. This is a nonfiction book by a botanist about indigenous practices and wisdom and whatnot. And I have heard amazing things about this, especially about the audiobook. And it's honestly just been sitting on my shelf forever. I haven't read much nonfiction this year, so honestly, maybe I should give this a try soon. Okay, next I have Syllabus by Linda Berry, and this is Notes from an Accidental Professor. And this is literally like just scans of her notebooks while she was teaching. And this was recommended, I think, when I saw someone talking about if you want to read something similar to The Artist's Way, but you don't want to do The Artist's Way. So that's why I grabbed this, and I read a bit of it, and it's very interesting, but it's also kind of hard to follow because it's literally just like scans and notebook pages. So it's not really like a linear story or anything like that. Okay, next I have Philip Pullman's Tales from the Brothers Grimm. This is just a collection of Brothers Grimm's fairy tales. And like I said, I love fairy tales, so I think I have a couple more fairy tale collections on my bookshelf, and I just like having them around. I like different interpretations of fairy tales and reading ones that I've never heard of, because I know there's a bunch of different ones out there instead of just like the main like Disney fairy tales that you knew growing up. I have Between Two Moons by Aisha Abdel Gawad. I picked this up not that long ago, and this is a fiction book about a Arab community, I want to say. Yeah, an Arab community that comes together after a tragic event, I believe. I honestly bought it because I thought the cover was gorgeous. But I did also see that it has gotten really good reviews. I have The Price of Salt, or Carol, by Patricia Highsmith. This has been on my bookshelf forever and I need to read it. I went through a phase a couple years ago where I was really into classic queer books, and this is on the list of like classic lesbian novels. And it's also a movie that I haven't seen, but yeah, it's literally on, it's been on my shelf for so long and I just keep meaning to get to it, but just haven't found the right time or haven't been in the mood for it, because it takes place in the like 60s. Yeah, 1952. So next I have Once Upon a Starlit Tide by Kel Woods, and I picked this up in my same book haul where I got Between Two Moons, and this is like a French mermaid gothic Cinderella story, I think is what it said. I read the first like 15 pages the other day, and it's very like atmospheric by the sea, but like the ships are crashing and sinking type of vibe. And I think that cover is just gorgeous. Okay, so you know, I think I mentioned before I had a true crime phase. So I have several true crime books that have been on my shelf for a very long time that I haven't gotten to. I recently finished Blood and Money by Thomas Thompson, which is a Houston-based true crime book of a crime that took place in like the late 60s. That book was wild. That book was also like almost 500 pages, so it was a lot. So I probably still won't get to these true crime books for quite a bit. So I have Mad City by Michael Arntfield, the true story of the campus murders that America forgot. I feel like that's pretty straightforward. I haven't picked this up at all. I haven't heard anything about it. I just got this as a gift one year because, like I said, I was very into true crime. I also have Targeted, a deputy, her love affairs, a brutal murder by M. William Phelps. And I, reading like the back of this, I kind of think this will piss me off, because apparently the deputy in question is a female deputy, and at first she like gets framed for murder, but then the author of the book actually starts to get involved in the story himself, which I don't like love the thought of. So very iffy on this one. I also haven't really seen any reviews for it, but kept it around because it was a Christmas present. Okay, next I have Manufacturing Consent, The Political Economy of the Mass Media by Edward S. Herman and Noam Chomsky. And this is like a classic nonfiction about American politics and American media. This has been on my bookshelf forever when I was going through a very big nonfiction phase. And I just haven't been reading nonfiction, but I know that this is a classic and I think very important to especially America today. So it'll stay on my shelf, and God, hopefully I will get to eventually, but it is a chunker. Okay, and then I have two classics. I have Sense and Sensibility by Jane Austen. I think I read Pride and Prejudice forever ago. I think when I was in high school, and just haven't read Sense and Sensibility. And I also haven't seen the movie, which is why I wanted to read the book first. So, and this cover was just gorgeous. Okay, last I have No Fear Shakespeare, and it's Midsummer's Night Dream. So it's the play plus like a translation for you to understand in like layman's terms. And I love plays. I love Shakespeare, and I specifically love A Midsummer's Night Dream because my high school put it on like, 15 years ago when I was in high school, and it just always stuck with me. And I've always been meaning to read it and just haven't, just sitting on my bookshelf. Okay, that's it for my physical TPR. It's really just one part of my bookshelf. I don't buy a ton of hard copy books. I'll mostly read on my Kindle or on my phone, which I feel like is strange for like a book content creator, but whatever. It's just how I live. So yeah, if you have read any of these and you're like, read it now, let me know in the comments, and I'll talk to you later.